Hey guys, it's Steph, and in this video I'm going to be unboxing our Valentine's Day DIY icing kit and showing you how to create 3 Valentine's Day themed cookie designs. My DIY kit comes with everything you're going to need, from piping bags to cookie scribe. We have some Valentine's Day themed sprinkles in there, a lovely tub of gel food coloring in red, and I'm going to show you how to turn that into different shades. We also have some pre-mixed royal icing powder. All you're going to need there is a bit of water to make it up. And of course, we have our pre-baked cookie bases, and they're a beautiful heart shape. You will also need a few other bits and bobs that don't come in the box, such as mixing bowls, a whisk, preferably electric if you have it, a spatula, and you'll also need some water. Full ingredients will be listed below in the description. But let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to begin by mixing water in with our royal icing. It's really important in cookie decorating to get the right consistency. So we are going to be adding our water a little bit at a time. You can see how slowly I'm going there. Just a side note, this is going to be really tough because I've chosen to use a hand whisk. As you can see, it's hard to mix it through. Like I said before, if you have an electric whisk at home, you're going to be saving your arm a lot of pain. I'm speeding this up, but you can see how much I've had to mix this. It is really tough. The more you whisk, the thicker, oh my gosh, look at that. That's not supposed to happen. This is why you get an electric whisk. The more you whisk it, the thicker it's going to become. And we're looking for a thick toothpaste-like consistency that when it falls into the bowl, it still holds its shape. Honestly, I probably could have done with whisking this for like another minute or two, but my arm was just like, no, stop. So here we are, good enough for me. We move forward. Now we move on to making our colors. I'm going to go for 3 colors in this design: pink, red, and white. So I'm going to split my icing into 3 bowls. Then I'm going to grab my gel food coloring. I'm only using a red here because I want to make pink, white, and red. The white obviously is already white, so I don't need to do anything to the white bowl. I'm going to add loads of food coloring into this bowl because that's going to be my red. And then I'm just going to add like 1 or 2 little dots of food coloring into my middle bowl because that's going to be my light pink. I'll mix these together until the coloring is fully incorporated. And don't forget, you can always add more food coloring, but you can't add less. So now we are ready to bag up our icing. We're just going to bag up half of each color to begin with. And to do so, just grab one of your piping bags. You're going to wrap it around one of your hands, as I'm doing in the video, to make it kind of like a little cup holder. And this just makes it super easy for you to spoon in any icing with your other hand. Now I'm going to show you a pro tip on how to get your icing to the bottom of your piping bag. You're going to make sure you're holding the top tight, and you are going to violently spin it around until all the icing goes to the bottom. Smoosh down the sides, make sure you push out any air bubbles in there. Tie the top, and you have filled your piping bag. So this is one of 2 consistencies that we're going to make. It's our outline consistency, which is why I'm popping a little O on each of them. And now I'm going to show you how to make our flood consistency. Why we have 2 consistencies will become clear when I get to decorating later in the video. But for now, all you need to know is flood icing is a little bit runnier. So we're just going to add a little bit of water. As you can see, I'm doing with the white icing, just a little bit of water at a time. You'll know you have the right consistency when you let the icing fall into the bowl like I'm doing, and it takes about 8 seconds for the top of the icing to go fully smooth again. Now for one of my all-time favorite things to do in life, popping air bubbles. You will get these when you make flood icing. It's really important you pop them, and quite frankly, I could do this all day long. Once they're all popped, just give your icing a little gentle stir, and it should now be nice and smooth. Now we're going to pop a little F on each of our flood piping bags, and that way we can tell the difference when we get to the fun part, decorating. Before we get there, I'm going to encourage everybody, if you bought one of our DIY icing kits, to use your practice icing sheet. If you don't have one, just have a little practice of piping some shapes and squiggly lines onto a piece of paper. You can see here a close-up of the different consistencies. This is my outline icing that I'm trying on my finger. Yes, I absolutely did just lick that off my finger. And I'm just going to warm myself up by having a little go at icing along this straight line. And you can see outline icing holds its shape Whereas flat icing, which you can see here, is a little bit runnier. It spreads out a lot quicker. I'm going to try and pipe a line on the sheet, but you'll see it just does not hold its shape as well at all. So hopefully this will keep you guys right in terms of the different consistencies to expect before you get to decorating. And now that we've got all of that out of the way and we've got all of our icing made, we can get to the fun part. So I'm going to start with my pink cookie design, and I'm just going to slowly and carefully pipe a line of outline icing around the edge of the heart. And as you guys can probably tell, I didn't go to film school, so I didn't really think about my hand covering the cookie here, but you can use your imagination. Now I'm going to fill that outline with our flat icing, and I'm just going to slowly go across the whole surface of the cookie. I'm not going to over flood it, you can always add more, don't forget. And if there are any gaps, just use your cookie scribe to swirl it to the edge. Now I want to add a little design on top of these cookies, so before I can do that I actually need to let them dry, and to speed that along I'm going to pop them in my oven for about 30 minutes on 40 to 50 degrees C, and then I'll let them cool before I decorate on top. I'm going to use my outline icing for any decoration on top, and I'm going to go for a classic XOXO design. And I am literally incapable of saying XOXO now without thinking Gossip Girl, so thanks Gossip Girl for ruining that for me. Anyway, here's the finished design and I think it looks super cute. Okay, now we're going to level up and create something a little more interesting. So again, I'm going to outline the cookie, this time in red. And now we're going to use all 3 flood icings, and we're going to pipe diagonal lines of icing, alternating colors each time, across the cookie until you've flooded the entire base of the cookie. And now using my cookie scribe, I'm gonna basically drag the icing, first of all going one way on the diagonal. You can see it kind of pulls all the icing down, and then I'm gonna do that again going the opposite way, making sure you clean your scribe every time in between, otherwise it's gonna look messy. And you can see as I go, it's just creating this really cool, fun graphic pattern, which really isn't that difficult, but the end result is super impressive. And now for my third and final design. This time we are going for a fully flooded white background. So I'm going to outline in white, flood in white, and then we're going to add some red lip shapes all over it. Perfect for Valentine's Day. To create these, I'm going to use my red flood icing, and I'm just going to make kind of a random little lip shape there, but I'm going to use my cookie scribe to neaten these up and make them even more, what's the word I'm looking for? Lippy. Once you're finished with each of your designs, pop them in the oven for about 40 minutes at 40 to 50 degrees C. That'll just help them dry them out quicker, and they'll be ready to eat or box up and give away as a gift. I hope you've enjoyed this video learning to make some Valentine's Day themed cookies with me. I would absolutely love to see anything you make, so if you do post it on social media, please tag #BakedBySteph. And if you don't have the DIY kit at home, check out the description below for all the details of what you need to recreate these. And I'll see you next time.